Okay, let's have a little adventure. I'm heading to an auction about 40 miles from here. I'll show you the sale bill. There's quite a bit of machine shop equipment, and I've hooked up the old trailer, which I haven't used in about a year. The tires are over 40 years old and are all cracked, and my license is out of date and illegal because our fat governor raised the price to $120 for a license that on a trailer I might use once a year or every other year. So a ticket is cheaper than a new license. I know I'm rebellious, but I have a lot to be rebellious about. So come along with me here, and we may have some excitement, and there may be some great finds. You never know. This is going to be a very big, long auction with 2 auction rings going at the same time. A lot of metalworking, machine shop, and woodworking. I'm not interested in any of that stuff. I hope there might be some precision tools, but they are not listed here on the auction bill. But this is where I'm going, and I have high hopes. I did look at the pictures online, and I would particularly be interested in the Craftsman. I guess it's an Atlas 6-inch lathe. I might take a look at the 10-inch lathe as well, and that's why I'm taking the trailer. And when I take a trailer, it means that I really will not win any bids. So in a way, I'm glad. That will prevent me from wasting money or buying more merchandise and tools that I do not need.
You got my number.
I got your number?
To the other auctioneer. This guy must have been a machinist some time ago.
Yeah, they tell me he was a retired school teacher unless he taught shop.
Yeah. They just kind of had to go to shop there.
You got the page with it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good something.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew that. You had a good day though, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
You had a good day. Did you sell out?
Almost. Oh, I mean, well, I had
You reaching to the bottom layer?
Oh, yeah. One more. We were not going to be able to do the next guy. Okay, it's all right. That's the way it's going to be. Recommend something else because we don't run out.
I know it well. You're not used to that. See,
Well, if I'm
Pretty sad.
know, I'm not supposed to talk like that. Part of the toxic masculinity. Yeah. Remember him watching our phone and I'll The only thing that's holding is grass and rock. So what money is this is the cheapest I've ever heard. I know I can use one of those. I started selling things $17.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is auction time, so gather right around here. We're ready to get started here this morning, so come right on over. We'll kind of give you the plan of attack here, get right underway. So gather around here and we'll start here in just a minute. And sawmill over here is net sales is noon also. A lot of the wrapped up lumber now, that'll be this afternoon. That's in the building and we'll be walking through with that. So anyway, so we're working with Charles as a state here. Terms of cash are a good check today. Everything can be paid for today. We do take credit cards and utility wires. We have to give them a fee for that. So the 4% convenience fee just to pay the bank for the use of that service. So if you need the restrooms today, they're on the back end of the elevator trailer. You can see the lunch stand. Or I can gauge receptions right over here. They do a good job. So visit them. And I don't think we'll be disappointed. So we're going to be here today. Brent Bradley, myself, Brian Bradley here. We got people working out here at home house. Mark Hillry's working up over here. We got Crystal Green, Mark DeSino, Melissa Green, Angie Slocum right here. So the office staff, Debbie Sokol will be working right here. Heather Rim will be working the second right here when we get going. And in the office, we got Jane Corsini, Janice Sims, Debbie Muffler, and all the companies we got here. So, yeah, we got over here the food back there. She's doing things. Jake can offer you the dinner on herself. Other than that, I think we're ready to go. We would ask you, don't put anything under these wagons, because as I said, we're going to pull them out and try to take them down the street, bring the next one in. So, try to keep you guys in shape. So if you buy something sticking under there, don't leave it too long, because as soon as the rack's empty, we're going to try to keep it moving again. So we're going to be trying to just keep a steady, somewhat of a rapid pace here. We don't want to run over anybody, but it's going to get hot out there today, and it's going to get just as hot in 28. All right, we got Crystal in this mark here. Hey, sell that pick. Ready to go down. 10, 2.5. Here's another $5, $5, 7, 10. 12.50. I think for $100, $12.5. Here's $12.50. Yeah, should be a stack. Take right hand, left hand. Choice. Settle down. Then 2.5. Here's your 2.5. 5. 5. Here's your 5. 7.5. 7.5. I'm 10. 12.5. $25. Soda, $20. Right over here on 38. I'm gonna show you this gas powered. I think it's an engine. 40 down, $50, $50 baby, $50 now, $60, $60 baby, $50, $60, $60 baby, $50 baby, $60 baby, $60 $60. Sold it for $50 right over here. Number 34, $34, $50. Part of the bill, 7.5, sound 10. Hit 10, 12 and a half here loud, 12 and a half, yes. 12 and a half, $15 now, 17 and a half loud, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, sold her $15.31 on number 24. All right, get down here. Hey, get down there, $20, $10, 10 to the bill, $5 bid and a 5 here, 7.5, part of the bid, 7.5, here's $7.50, part of the bid, $7.5, dollar about 7.5, bid now 7.5, sold her, part of the bill, Lyle, $5.
35.
35, that's all right, I believe you. $5, $15, now $17.5, now 20, here, $20 bill, 20, $20 bill, $20, $17.5 bill, sold it, $17.50, there it is, 84, all right. Now let's go to the toolboxes. Give me that tall one first, maybe. Big red rolling tool chest. Number 31 now. Hey, got the vise, got the wheels and all right here now. Okay, there's keys. Baby to get 90, out of the mail there, 90, out of the mail, 80, baby to get 90, down now 100, 110 there, 10, baby to get now 10, 100, 10, 10, out of the mail, 110, baby to get 10, 110. Sold it for $100, Gene. $100 on 3. Yep. 55, 75, 100. 100 big quarter. 1 1/4, 1 1/4. $100 half. 100 and a half. $175 now 2 to the bill down quarter. 2 1/4. Here another 25. Baby get 2 1/4. 200 here, not quarter. I'm gonna be 2 there down 25. Here another quarter, down here 225. Sold her David $200. 7 out of the bit 7 hand dollar to buy 5 of the bill 750. All of them to make it 5 of the bit there 7 hand dollar to buy 5 10. Not 10, not 12 and a half, $12.50. Hey, $15 bit and $15. We're 12 and a half bit and 15 to the bill 15. Baby to get $15, 15. Sold it $12.50. Number 1, 12 and a half, number 1. All right, sir. Here to get down there. What are you gonna do for it? Well, $100 bill, $100, 50. High for another $50, 50, 75, 75, 100. Now quarter loud, 100 quarter, 100 and a half, $175, 175 bit down 2. 2 and a quarter, here another 2 and a quarter half, 2 and a half, 275, $275 down 3. Here another 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, baby to get 375, 375 to get $400 down quarter. Yeah, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, baby to get 475, 475 to get $500 down 5, $500 bill, $500 down, $500 down 5, baby to get $500 all down, $500 bill, $500 bill down, $500 bit, $500. Sold it live, $475. Ooh. What are you,
35.
35. Yeah. Baby to get 2 and a half, to Tom, 2 and a half, baby to get 250, 2 and a quarter, 2 and a half, baby to get 2 and a half, 250, there and day. Sold her $225, and the buyer is 77. 2 and a quarter, number 77. Now, all right, rotary table, no tag number. Hey, down there, 25 of the bill, 25, 30. I got 25, now 30, now 30, now 5, 35 at a bit, 40, 45, here in a minute, $50, 5 out of the bill, 55, 60, $60 a bid, now 5, $60 bid, 50, 75. $75 to buy, $50, $75 down to the $75 bill, $50, $75, 50, 60, $60 to the bill, $50 down, $60, 60 to the bid there, $50 down, 60 to the bill, $60 down to the $50 to the bid there, $60 down. Sold it, $50, 31, is that right? 31, $50, $10, $10 about 5. Good 5, 7.5 here, 7.5. Part of the bid there, $7.5 about 7.5 to the bid, part of the bill, $7.50. All of them making 5, 7.5. Sold her $5 right over here. See if we can get part of the bill. $50 here, another half, here, another 20, 30. I got 20, but you get $30, baby, to get $30, another $40, 30, 40, $50. I for another $50, 50 to the bill there, $40, 50. Hit 40, not half. I for another 50 to the bill, $50. Sold it, $40, 19.
All loaded up and ready to go.
You're gonna have to move that.
ready to roll. Are you ready? Are we paid up? Yes, I did. I owe $5. Okay, I'm back from the auction, and did I ever have fun? It's really hot in here due to global warming. It's about 85 degrees, so if I perspire, that's the reason why. So yes, I did buy the little Atlas 6-inch lathe, which would be pretty much the same as the Craftsman version of it, but this is branded Atlas. I paid an awful lot of money for it. I'm serious. I got carried away because it's in terrible shape, so we'll take a look at it here in a minute. So this is probably going to be a future project, and that's why I bought it. I need it as my dad would say, you need that like a rabbit needs saddlebags, when I asked him for something, and it always shot me down. I felt bad, but he was right. So yeah, I don't need this, and it's in terrible shape, and there's very few tools. There's a 3-jaw chuck on it, but I bought it was on a cabinet, as you can see in the footage. There was no dialogue with the footage. I really can't do that, and there's a lot of footage. You can fast forward through that if you can't stand it, but this came with the motor. I did take it off of the cabinet in order to load it, and thank you to Tom and David from over there in Pontiac. Great guys, and they carried this to my trailer. And my son-in-law was there too and helped me load some things. So let's take a look at this and see how bad it is. Leave me a comment. I'm in Studio B right now, and if you look through the footage at the auction, you will see me buy or examine a cabinet that's called a Cardex cabinet. I don't know if you're familiar with what Cardex was, but it was just a way of keeping inventory years ago. Obsolete. So anyway, it looked empty when I went to look in these real long, deep drawers, and it looked empty because they had tipped it. So all of these tools were hidden toward the back end. Well, I'm standing there next to Brian, the auctioneer, and he pulls one drawer open and he said there's some micrometers in there. And then he slammed it shut. But I think I was the only person in a position to see that. So I paid $5. I spent a lot of money today, but I only spent $5 on the Cardex, and all of this stuff was in there. Most of it not very good shape, but there is some usable stuff and stuff that will clean up, and some tools that are trash. And you know, some of the stuff will end up on Pete Bay, and people do like to buy tools that need work because they get them pretty cheap. But let's go through this real quick. This is a terribly long video, and this is just one little portion of it. I realize that. So let's take a look. So that cabinet was pretty heavy, so I didn't want to take the cabinet home. I put all of the tools into this 5-gallon bucket and left the cabinet for the scrap man. There's always a scrap man at that type of auction. So let's go through this real quickly. You can fast forward if you do not like this part. All right, to start with, this is a Stanley angle divider, number 30. You woodworkers will know what this is about. I'm not going to show any more of that. Probably no one cares two hoots about that, but there's a Starrett revolution counter. You can see that this isn't very good, but it would work and function just fine. It just doesn't look very good. And oh, we got a lot of calipers. Let's go through the micrometers first. I believe this is probably the best one. It is satin chrome, and it is Starrett, and it is a 1/2 inch. Compare it with a regular micrometer in size, and you can see that. So that might be the best item here, because this one isn't very good at all. This is a Brown and Sharp. It does turn. It would work. And see the Brown and Sharp? And somebody could clean that up. That works. So all right, and this one does not look good, and it is a Craftsman. Actually, it looks good, but it is stuck. Now, maybe it'll free up. I'll fiddle with it later on, but the paperwork is still in there. And it's the Craftsman commercial, not the cheap one, so that's pretty good. What do we got here? So this one is kind of stuck. No, well, it's stiff. This will clean up. And it is a Helios made in Germany, so that's not bad at all. Is it metric? No, it is not. All right, here we got made in Japan. I think it's Mitutoyo. No, Yeah, it is. Mitutoyo Combo mic. Now I had one of these at school, and by combo mic we mean that it's metric right here and imperial or English right here. So, but it is the 2-inch. I would like it better if it was a 1-inch. It's been used, and that's why the name is kind of wore out, but there is the number. This is a pretty nice mic. Now, I've never seen one like this in my life. It's pretty rusted here. I think it's a General. I can barely read it. I haven't taken the time to clean it, but I've never seen one like this. I really love that frame. It has a real good feel in my hands, although it's just terrible shape. So here is a Fowler. Now, Fowler didn't make all of their stuff. They bought it from all over the world, but there's a pretty nice 2 to 3 inch, and it'll read to the 10th of a thousandth Fowler. Ratchet works, the lock works. Now this one I think is a knockoff. Yeah, made in China, but I don't see the name there. But it seems to work, a little bit stiff, and it is imperial. So, oh, one more. Boy, there are a lot of micrometers in there. So here is a Mitutoyo, and it's, did I already do this one? Oh, this is a combo mic. Yeah, in the 1-inch size, but it is stuck, so that needs a little work. I hope I can get that freed up, because those are pretty nice micrometers. I'm pretty sure I can get that loosened up. And I forgot to show you this. There's an antique. I had one of these years ago. Is there a name on it? Tabor. T-A-B-O-R. You can see the worm. I like that. Some high-speed steel. Now this, at first I thought this is great. And it is actually. But it is a Starrett ruler, and it's only 8-inch, and at first I thought someone chopped it off. But they didn't, because it reads 1 inch there and 1 inch there. Needs a little cleanup, but this is not a Starrett center finder, but it fits on there fine. So that's some kind of knockoff. I think it's die cast, but still not bad. All right, so we got all kinds of center drills, and I think most of these are knockoffs, but they'll be all right. So that whole pile there, and I don't know, we got some, that almost looks like an automatic center punch. I don't know what it is. We got some scribers there, and when I pulled these out, it just ruined my day, because tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock I will be in the dental chair getting a broken off tooth yanked. I'm dreading that with a passion. So, well, this is about worthless, but it's a snap-on extension and Sears or something socket. All right, here's a set of parallels, I think probably shop made. There's an automatic center punch. I do not see a name on it. Feeler gauge, all kinds of name brand, that's a Starrett. Calipers, some of them need cleaning. There's a couple that are ruined. For instance, that one, maybe I can, oh no, it moves. Just needs a good cleanup. I believe that's the Fay patent. So these are all name brands there. Some of the wing dividers too, I probably should just throw those away. And there's another one. So this is a pretty nice selection of tools when you think that I bought all of this for $5. Again, I'm trying not to brag. Please remember that. Let's go out in the garage. Okay, here's the tag on the end of the bed so you can see the model number and all of that. Atlas press. The 12-inch or the 10-inch also, if you see that cell in the footage, sold for only like $150, but it was terribly rusted. The building had a leak in the roof, and then it rained last night, so you saw water standing on some of the machinery. So it had a little appliance motor, which still will be usable if I set this up, but you can see this. The 3-jaw chuck is on there. Nice little guard here, and I believe all of the gears look pretty good. I didn't spend too much time looking at that. A lot of rust on the bed, but I believe that will clean up. And I don't know why this horrible crank is on there, but I think I have the original as well. So there'll be other videos on this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. That chuck looks terrible. I probably will throw it away. But overall, kind of a nice little lathe, isn't it? And I would like to do some videos on this, because remember, I got the Unimat lathe and I decided I'm going to go to the smaller machines. But the sad thing is here, there is no tooling. Now, I know this, yeah, that belongs there. There is one holder, and that's the sum total of the accessories. And I'm sad. Well, here's the crank, and I thought it would fit on here, but that's not it at all, because this is the same size as this, so I do not know why there are two of them. Let's take a look at the gears on the end over here. It looks pretty good. No complaints there. That's all the time I'm going to spend right now on the lathe, because as I said, it did come with two centers and a ball bearing center, which feels kind of rough, but it would be usable. Now, here's the neat thing I want to show you. There's a lot more to come. Do not hang up yet. I was all paid up, and then I bought one more thing, and I don't know why, but it's a woodworking vise, and it's a Morgan. Did you ever hear of a Morgan? I think I've heard of it. It will clean up, or I might just resell something like that when I go to Arnfest. Okay, here is the cabinet. It's made by Lions. It's really a nice one, but it is locked. And of course, everybody had some advice to give me. Just drill it out, they said. You can get in there in a minute. Drill a huge hole here. You know, there were all kinds of crazy ideas. And I thought, well, there's a lot of stuff in there. I had to have this loaded with a skidster, because I think it weighs at least 400 pounds. I mean, you can't even budge this thing. So there's something in there, but I hope there's tooling for the lathe, because the lathe, of course, was mounted on top of this. So that's where I hope the tooling is, but you know, a chuck only weighs 6 pounds. So I don't know, I'm thinking that it's probably just going to be filled with bar stock and junk and stuff like that, and it's locked. Well, why don't you open it up, you said? Well, because this video is already way, way too long, so there'll be a separate video of this, and if it's a failure, I'm going to film it, but if it's a failure and there's nothing in there, I won't even present that or publish it. But as heavy as it is, I'm hoping there'll be something neat in there. So, do you remember Geraldo Rivera? Oh, 25 years ago when he opened that vault. And by the way, there was a vault there too that was locked. You know, they never have the combination or the keys. So rather than ruin it, I'm going to, in the separate video, I'm either going to drill out that lock, or I used to be pretty good at lock picking, so I'm going to try my hand at lock picking on this, and then we'll see what's in there if it's any good. So that's enough on that. That's why it's still on the trailer. It is way, way too heavy for me to get off the trailer. Like I say, at least 400 pounds. You can barely move it around even on the metal trailer top. And I did make it there and back. That was about 35 miles with 40-year-old cracked tires and an out-of-date license plate. All right, this is really the only tray that I bought. There wasn't a whole lot of smaller stuff or stuff in good condition that I was interested in anyway. There were tractors and other things, but it was a fun day for me, and I thought I'd get this box for 10 bucks. A lot more than that. Now, in some of the footage, you might hear the auctioneer tell you how much it's sold for. I tried to get some of that information for you, but let's take a look in here. There's really some pretty neat things, some nice dies of various sizes, and they're all Hansen or, you know, major brands. A lot of junk as well. There's a brand new tap in the box. Greenlee, I don't know what, I think that's for hole saws. Here's some brand new Metabo drills. I think they're carbide, for masonry, I should say. Oh, I don't know what that is. There's some junk here. There's a couple of telescoping gauges, and they're just fine. They're marked Craftsman. More drills, center drills. What's this, or did I open it already? Oh. Woodruff key cutter. There's some brand new taps, quarter 20, name brand. I think Greenlee. But the reason that I bought this and I really wanted this tray was for this, because that is a tiny Albrook chuck, and I am getting ready to do a video on sensitive drill presses, and I thought this might be just the ticket for that. I think I'm wrong, but I thought this was to be held in a Jacob's chuck, and then you could do your fine drilling, your sensitive drilling, by lowering this. But this does not spin. So I got to figure this out. This kind of cobbled up, I think, but it's a beautiful Albrecht tiny chuck. So that's worth the price of admission. I'm hoping for an awful lot of comments in this video. So in the comments, tell me how much you would have paid for this. I know I paid too much. What would you have paid? And if you like that Clausing lathe or the other Atlas lathe or some of the other ones, tell me which ones you would have liked to restore and how much would you have given them for that. Because they really, some of them went very, very cheap. I didn't film all of it, but I did a long walk around, and I hope you enjoyed that. Lots of comments, please. Well, that pretty much concludes the auction. I hope you like it. I hope it wasn't too long. Leave a comment, and please, if you like this kind of stuff, give me a thumbs up. We've talked about that. It might help me. So be sure and join me in the following video. I do not know the title of it yet, where I either drill out the lock or the old lock-picking shop teacher will pick the lock, maybe, without destroying anything here. And I'm just dying to see what's in here. I can't tell you how heavy it is. So whatever it is, it's going to be a surprise to me. So this is Geraldo Rivera saying so long for now, and I'll see you next time.